For a photojournalist to capture an image, there's many things they think about. That thought process has an abundance of technical aspects to it, whether it be ISO, shutter speed, white balance, aperture. But the image itself goes through three key points. Now let's take a look at an example of this whole triangle of ethics, commercial and law. So this image, taken by a Getty photographer, Rich Lamb, made global news. It went viral in a sense on the news front. There was a riot in the street that this picture depicts. You can see the police in the background, you can see a policeman in front, but then in the middle, it kind of doesn't fit. There's two people on the floor, very passionate, kissing. Why? How that doesn't make sense. And that's what many people around the world chose to see the image as. Because Lamb, when he took the image went in solely as that. Yes, it was tagged the riot, and yes, it was very obvious. It was grounded to the riot. There was many pictures of the police that night that could verify exactly what it was and where it was. But there was nothing to say, this is who these people are. This is their names. This is their story. It took 2 days before somebody came forward to say they knew who they were in this image. And what he's doing there is comforting his partner. But we didn't know that when it first came out. So there was a bit of a stretch on the truth. But commercially that was brilliant. If that image had have came out and it was two people on the floor hurt, it probably would have made Canadian news. But because it tipped the scales and the balance was upset, everybody grabbed onto it. The law behind Canadian photojournalism or photography is quite simple, and it's not against the law. You're not breaking any rules to take an image and have people in that image and not know their names, or even they know you've took that image. It doesn't break any boundaries. However, in the UK, it wouldn't have made the press. Now, if we look at this image from a different point of view, now this kind of tips the scale back towards normal, but clever angling of shots created an unease in the image. But that is exactly why it done what it did, and it went global. However, if we look at this image in the White House at the time when Osama bin Laden was about to be captured, and in there is the key people to the president. That went global. It was global news. Everybody wanted to know what was going on with that, whether you were American or not. It made UK news. It made Italian, French, Greek news. It made Israeli news. But Jewish law states that you cannot show an image of a woman. They took them out of the image. Is it right to take out images of women? Because if they didn't, that newspaper couldn't have shown that image. But there's right and wrong to each of it. The wrong of the riot was not getting the story out of why they were on the floor. The right of the Obama picture, the story was exactly the same, just the image didn't show two women in it. Commercially, they both done the same thing. They both sold. They both were in the spotlight. In Israel, with this newspaper, commercially, it made sense. It was the then and now. It was what everybody was wanting to know. It had to be done. If boundaries are broken to get an image, and that image is what people want to see, then ethically you twist the boundaries. You do go across that line, knowing that when the image is taken, it will be accepted